Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial on IT.tutorials. I am Josef Butnar. In this video tutorial, I intend to show you how to insert values into a table. So in last video tutorials, I built and create a database named student data, and I populated this database with two tables, students and teacher, and I intend in this video tutorial to populate these tables with the informations, with the records. How we can do this? First, we have two options. One of them is to use the graphical interface, or to use the transact SQL statements. So I'm going to use first the transact SQL statements to insert values into a table. To do so, you release the query editor with a click on this new query. This will release this SQL query editor, and make sure here in this drop-down list that your database is selected. As you can see, your database is not selected. You just click on this arrow and select your database, student data, or you can use a transact SQL server statement, namely use and name of database, student data. Your name of database must appear in IntelliSense list, so select it with the mouse. Also select the statement and click on execute. Check the messages. If you have this message commands completed successfully, that means your database is selected. Also, you can check here in drop-down list if your database was selected. Okay, now the next step is to populate this students table with values. How you can do this? So use this keyword insert and into, and after those you write the name of your table, which is students, yeah, and this keyword values. Enter to go to another row, type parentheses, and inside the parentheses you start to insert the values for your columns of student table. To do so, you expand the student tables and expand the columns component to view the columns of a student's table. You have the following columns in a student table: student ID, first name, last name, address, and date of birth. You must pay attention for the data type of each of columns. You can notice that the student ID column has this integer type, which is a numeric type, yeah, and the rest of them, first name, last name, and address, has this varchar data type, yeah, and the range of data type is up to 50. So that means in these columns I'm going to type text, and the next one, date of birth, the data type is date, which means I can type in this column dates. Alright, so let's start with the first column, namely student ID. So I'm going to write a numeric type, a number 1. Yeah, I want actually this column is to record a unique number for each student. So I'm going to start with a 1. Okay, and after comma, and this will make me able to insert the value for the next column, which is first name. So I'm going to write a text. So to be able to insert text in a table, in a SQL table, I have to use single quote, yeah, and inside the single quote I'm going to write a text. So I'm going to write like lowercase a, again comma, next column. So again single quote, and I'm going to write for the last name a uppercase a, just to avoid any confusion, yeah, comma. For address, I'm going to write first the single quote. Inside a single quote, I'm going to write London, yeah, comma, and for the date of birth, let it be so 10 11 1992, yeah, okay. Now comma, and this represents the first row in students table. To record another rows, to insert the values in another row, so you have to type comma, enter, parentheses, and you will insert the values for the next row of the students table. So again 2, because this is the next row, and this value 2 is for this column student ID. Now I'm going to write the value for the next column, which is first name, yeah. So I'm going to type single quote, and I'm going to type this b lowercase, the last name, yeah, the address, West Molesey, for example, and comma, date of birth 09 12 1991, okay, comma, and I'm going to insert the values for another row, 3, comma, single quote, C for the first name, comma, uppercase C for a last name, for address let it be Isher, single quote, date of birth 14 09 1992. So I'm going to stop here to insert another value. So for the last row, you don't need to use comma. To make effectively this statement, to insert the value into students table, you have to select this statement, click on execute. Okay, unfortunately I've got a error. Let me to read the error. Conversion failed when converting date and or time for character string. So here is the problem. Let's see. Okay, so this is fine here. All right. So this error is because my time, my date and time format is a European one, as you can see here, set in a control panel, and this type for this column, date of birth, namely this date, the format is year, month, and day. So it's different than my setting in control panel, and I should change now the data type for this, but to avoid any complications, I'm going to leave it like that. Just I'm going to change here because actually the error comes from the last line, and I'm going to write here like 11, and this will make my statement to go through. So let's see. Let's select the statement, click on execute. As you see now, the statement was completed successfully. You just make a check here inside the messages window. If you receive the same message, 3 rows affected, that means your table was populated with the values which was typed in your statement, yeah, with these values. All right, so to check your table, you can use this statement, select asterisk from the name of table, students. Yeah. Select the statement, click on execute, and here you go. So here is my table, this students table, with a value inserted a few seconds ago. So as you can see, this is the student ID column, and here are the values 1, 2, 3. It matches with values inserted using this transact SQL statement. The same for the first name, last name, address, and data of birth. So this is the sort of insert the values into a table using a transact SQL statement. Also, we can insert values in a table using the graphic interface way. So select the table where you want to insert the values, right click, and after click on this option, edit top 200 rows. Here you go, and this is the graphic interface way to insert the values in your table, which is more friendly in my opinion. And I'm going to insert the values for the first column, namely teacher ID. So let's go here, expand the table, the columns component, and here you can check all the columns and the data type attached to the column. For the teacher ID, the type is integer, so I have to insert here a number, 1. You can navigate to another column with tab or with arrow key. First name, I'm gonna to type lowercase a. For the last name, uppercase A, tab, address, London, date of birth, 10/12/2005. Okay, as you can see, in each column appeared this exclamation mark with inside the red spot. Yeah, so this appeared because our record wasn't changed yet. Now enter, and this records from the first row has been saved now, has been recorded into this table, teacher table. I'm going to insert the records for the next row. 2, B for the first name, uppercase B for last name, address, West Molesey, date of birth, 09/11/2004. Enter. And now here 3, C, uppercase C, initial, and date of birth, let it be 05 2005. All right, enter. So this is the way to insert value into tables using graphic interface. What if I'm going to delete the address for the third record? Let's see what is going to happen. So I deleted the address for the third record. As you can see, we don't receive any errors, so everything is fine because it's about this column from this table teacher, namely address, and as you can see we have this null here. What means in this column the null value is permitted, is allowed. So that's why we can leave null value here or empty. What if I delete this number from here, namely this 3? Let's see what is going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to go to the next row. As you can see, I receive errors. Because this column, I mean this teacher ID column, has set this not null. So in this column, it's not permitted to leave empty a cell or the null values. So that's why I receive this error. So I have to write a value inside this cell, because in this column it's not allowed to have null values, to have a empty cell. So I'm going to write 3. Okay. Also, if now I can close this. If I want to see the tables, what it is inside, just I use this select asterisk from teacher. Select the statement, click on execute, and here you go. Yeah, here is our table with the values inserted a few seconds ago. Yeah. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. I'm waiting for you to watch my other video tutorial. See you next time. Bye bye.